Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. Slightly late, as always. Slightly drunk? No, not yet. Happy 38th birthday? Yeah, I'm an old fucking geezer. I'm an old geezer. I do feel... I usually don't give a shit. I'm gonna be real with you guys real quick. I usually don't give a shit about my birthday, admittedly. Like at all. To the point where I won't even like make a fuss about it, right? This year though, I'm kind of feeling in the birthday spirit. I'm kind of feeling in the birthday spirit this year. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just I have to really celebrate my days of being a 20-year-old, being in my 20s. As those days are fleeting. To say the least. To say the fucking least. New glasses? No, I've had these around. I've just never worn them on stream, I don't think. Slightly ancient, slightly old. I mean, yeah, 28's kind of old just in the grand scheme of like YouTube and Twitter. You know? But I think you'd be surprised, actually. I think you'd be surprised. Going to one of the beautiful Dallas beaches later? Oh, maybe, man. Maybe. I do kind of want to chill poolside. I mean, beachside. So maybe I'll head out. Let me tweet out that I'm live. I have a PowerPoint for you guys that I spent a lot of time on. Partha, $2. Slightly older. That's right. That's right. Go bowling and drink a mango shata. Dream topic is a banger. Yeah. I got 28, my 28 favorite NBA moments of my lifetime. And, you know, there's a lot of recency bias, obviously. But, Trinity Ocean. Ocean Levon. The Levon Ocean. It's fucking beautiful this time of year, man. Listen, I take pride in being an elder over on NBA Twitter. I do. I'd rather be 18 and a little bit serious than 28 than 16 with some of the dog shit that you see. The Galveston Ocean. That actually is an ocean though, isn't it? Either way, this will also be the last stream of the week. I will be gone on Friday. So the content is going to be dwindling down here over the next few weeks, admittedly, as there's just nothing really to talk about. One, and two, I'm going on three separate trips. Not really like hardcore like vacations or anything, but I'll just be out of town. Has the Grant Williams deal been announced officially? Like, has it been officially announced? I know he posted a photo, but... What's your dream with your media presence? No, it's not, I mean, nothing too crazy. You know, like a multi-trillion-dollar company, pretty much. Outside of that, though, pretty basic. Like, have they announced the trade? Braden with the $10 donation. Happy birthday. Get you something on me. Thank you, Braden. Either way, people are freaking out about this video. My God, man. There was a big Mavs Twitter freak out a couple days ago. I literally don't even remember what it was for. I don't even remember what it was for. Oh, I think I do now. It was because... Tim McMahon, who I like Tim McMahon, by the way. I don't think this looks that bad. This looks like, if I had to guess, someone who just finished a hard workout and is like kind of tired. And hey, I played some basketball earlier today. Got a nice little game of 21 in with this guy at the park. Holy fuck. It had to be a game of 7. The score was 4-2, and I said, hey, can we just go to 7? That's how pathetic my fitness is currently. So handsome right now. I'm a little tan. I know, right? It's like people expect Luka to be fast. Like Luka's never been fast. You played b-ball outside in Texas in July slightly? It was in the morning. I only go like legit early, like 8 a.m. No, you aren't. No, I am actually a little bit tan, but the lights don't make it look like it. Thank you, Zach. What NBA player do you play like? There's no comparison for my athleticism. It doesn't exist in any professional sports league. I played like Udonis Haslem last 3 years. Yeah, that's me. Jerry West right now. Oh, I utilize pump fakes heavily. I'll just say that. I'm not blowing past guys without a nice little pump fake. No, Dwight Powell's still an athletic freak. Live right now. Birthday stream. Going over my 28 favorite NBA moments ever. Get in here. Nothing else to really talk about. Like there's nothing else. We really have reached this point in the NBA offseason. We're just like we're waiting on the Damian Lillard stuff. All of the wannabe, dropping dimes 20 accounts all are fakes. More athletic, the average NBA fan or Maxey a week after his hamstring tear? Easily Maxey. No shot Dame gets traded before all the rookies can be traded. I mean, they say they're going to be patient, and I believe them. So, we shall see. You tapped in, you ain't getting tricked by no dropping dimes 50. No, if you're getting tricked by a fake dropping dimes account, you are Twitter illiterate, okay? But there was that GOAT in NBA Inside GOAT, whatever it was called. You know what I'm talking about? That people kept falling for his shit. And you could just tell the way that he was framing stuff that he was a fraud. I was telling you guys that he was a fraud. The way that he was framing stuff like they're holding another round of discussions today. That's not how this shit works. You fraud. Can't wait for the Embiid sweepstakes next offseason. Yeah. So everyone kind of makes it sound like Harden is just going to be back with the Sixers. Thank you, Bruno. Thank you, Nick. Twerk? Maybe later. Thank you, Mav fan. Anyways, I was also going to come out with a video yesterday. It was a bowl related video. I scrapped it. I recorded it. I started editing it. I did all the research for it. I had to scrap it. It was so strangely negative that it felt gross to me. If you got PJ Washington and didn't get a center, would you be happy? Yeah, if we got PJ Washington. I'm already kind of happy with the Mavs offseason. Like, let me just say that. Mavericks and Hawks are having a conference call with the Raptors at 4 p.m. Stay tuned. Wait, was that an actual report? Those are the type of reports that they were on, though. Thank you, G2. Yeah, thoughts on Kyrie becoming chief creative officer over at how do you pronounce this? Is it Anta or Anta? Anta or Anta? Anta? It's kind of what I thought, but I don't think I've ever heard somebody say it out loud. It's Auntie? Anta Semitic? All right. You didn't have to go there. You didn't have to go there. Thank you, Awaka. Thank you, Gossam. Thank you, JC. Happy birthday, twin. Speaking of that, I totally feel like I do this every year, but I always forget I share a birthday with Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Did not even know that. My favorite non-Maverick player. It was meant to be. Google says Anta. Thank you, Danny. So Kyrie is the new face of Anta. And he will be wearing the, oh shit, what was it? What was it? The shoes kind of look fresh. I'm not gonna lie. I knew that. Wait. Is Anta the one that's giving? I know that Gordon Hayward is on Anta. Klay Thompson has like a mega deal there. Anta basketball shoes. Pro basketball players who played wearing Anta basketball shoes. Gordon Hayward has a contract. Torian Prince. Daniel Gafford? Oh, whoa, hold on, Kyrie. Let's get to tampering. Let's get to tampering. Jacob Evans, Kevon Looney, Klay Thompson has like a 9-year deal. I need new basketball shoes. I need y'all to give me the best options. I currently have LeBron 18s. They're very I mean, Kyrie shoes are always like the GOAT basketball shoes. I need some new ones too, honestly. Might get an Anta. Huh? Are we in on Anta? Terrence Mann, Caruso, Rondo, Etuan Moore. Hamidou. I was actually thinking. I was thinking about tweeting it out, but I decided not to. Hamidou's still out there, free agent. I wouldn't be opposed. Like, you already kind of went after Thibault, and Hamidou's like Diallo on heroin. Thank you, Adam. Yesterday, I dropped off a trash talker with a 40-inch vert. Ain't no way. Trevon Scott, Precious, Saban Lee. You guys don't know who Saban Lee was? The centerpiece of the Boyan trade? James Wiseman. Oh, wait. Thank you, Sean. Hey, these are kind of fresh. Oh, whoa. Clay's worn these for 34. Whoa, hold on. Whoa, this is a... Oh. Wait, what is this website? These aren't half bad, actually. Am I wrong? Am I crazy for thinking these aren't half bad? Ah! Hey! Ben, thank you for the 2 British pounds. Thank you. Kobe's are getting released in the fall. What? This? Shoes? I'm concerned for your ear health. Yeah, that was a dumb fucking idea. I actually can't hear out of my left ear. I mean, these aren't like terrible. Wait, what were the ones that Air Gordon Haywards? Oh, Anta Gordon Haywards. I thought that said Air Gordon Hayward. These look like fucking Blue's Clues. These are trash. They look like Blue's Clues. You see the incident of Raptors Twitter yesterday? No, what happened? These are terrible. It's supposed to be honeycombs? Oh, for the Hornets? All right, we get a closer inspection of these. They are kind of trash. These aren't bad. KT, so these are the Klay Thompson. Bro, what the fuck is this? You see Holland got traded to Messi's team, Barca? What? Wearing a shoe with another man's dog on it is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Shoe's got that dog on him. Wait, I'm trying to. Somebody said the shoe that Kyrie will be wearing. I did not think they looked half bad. Hold on. Oh, here they are. I'm trying to find the original tweet. Here it is. Expected to play the Shockwave 5s. Yeah, definitely not as cool as the Nike Kyries. So if you like Vans skate shoes and have high arches, get their Vans Pop Crush shoes. Best arch support in a skate shoe I've ever had. They're making fun of Scotty for his tomfoolery in weightlifting. Hold on, I was about to look up another shoe. Oh, the Devin Booker ones. What the fuck? Dude, these are like these straight up are like the worst basketball shoes I might have ever seen. Like, these are terrible. He's been taking some L's lately. They look like DC shoes to me. You guys know what I'm talking about? They look terrible. These are like ugly skate shoes though. Like most skate shoes are pretty sick. These are horrible. I can't even understand how this got allowed. They're like one of the worst looking basketball shoes I've ever seen. The more that I look at the Luka 2s, the more I think they're really good, actually. Like these are good looking shoes, dude. They're doing Luka right. I think Luka's had some good looking shoes. Yeah, the moose toe is a little bit strange. I could do without it for sure. But they look good. They like look good on the feet. They look really good. That colorway is sick. Oh, thanks. Had my first game of the Luka 2s, and they are great to play in. I think that's gonna be my next shoe purchase. My next shoe purchase. The Luka AIs. I mean, these are fucking sick. Luka doing a collab with Lethal Shooter. Wait, was that actually Lethal Shooter? Hey, you could talk me into these. Yeah, these are nice. The moose toe is weird. But the more I look at it, the more I'm kind of interested. Jordan Brand overall hasn't been bad this year with the Zions, Lucas, and Tatums, but maybe Nike's just making them look good now. Yeah, Jordan Brand is back. Jordan Brand is doing some good stuff. Although, wait, did I like the Zion shoes? I'm trying to remember. I don't think I like the Zions. Yeah, the Zions are just kind of strange. No, I don't want you to know my fucking location. They're just okay. Zion did the okay. I don't like the silhouette though. Is the problem? I think Luka's silhouette's really good. No, I'm not streaming the Mavs game today. The Tatum ones are good, right? Okay, I think I shit on these at first, but the more I look at them, the more I think they're pretty good. Like, they're not incredible, but they're just okay. That makes sense? G doesn't know ball. $2. Happy birthday. I need the Mavs have traded dopamine hit today. You and me both, brother. You and me both. Bruder, Holland, where Unz, Newt, Clint Capella. Have no idea what you're saying. You're asking me if I would want to trade for Clint Capella? Yeah, sure. Did you watch the Zion segment on Gilbert Arenas podcast? Why was he standing up? What was going on? I didn't watch anything else besides clips on Twitter. The Tatum just had shitty default colorway. Every other colorway they rolled out since has been pretty nice. Yeah, I actually like them. I still think the Luka ones are better. I just think the Luka one's like a really good silhouette. And I'm not even just saying that because I'm a Luka guy. Like, I just think they're better. These are the Luka 2s, obviously. But I think they've done a really good job with the Luka shoes. Was gets Max? Okay, I don't know what... Hey, I don't speak German. Thought you spoke German as a Dirk stan? I'm not that big of a stan. Wouldn't it be better to give lively, legit time with Luka and Kyrie? He's not like Hardy where he's just going to go cook in the G League. He'll get the most out of playing with the stars. I'm not worried about any of that shit right now. I think people get too worked up. People get too worked up with who's starting and who's not starting. Weeks before, like months before training camp. I don't know. Do you ever watch hour-long YouTube videos of games you have no interest in playing? I have done that. I've been seeing those tweets. They're hilarious. I can't say I do it frequently, but I have done it. For sure. But let's not forget that I mean, JaVale McGee started 7 games. Like, these things are going to change. You know? These things are going to change. So there's no real reason to like freak the fuck out about it. What do you guys like better, the Luka 1s or the Luka 2s? Like, honestly, the Luka 1's just great. I think it's a really great shoe. But I kind of like the 2s more, honest to God. I kind of like the clunkiness of them a little bit more, if that makes any sense. They have like a Yeezy vibe to them, almost. They're fucking sick. There's a World Cup in a month. Will you do streams for Sylvania games? Probably not. FIBA's just really strict on YouTube. Maybe though. I'm honestly thinking about hitting up playback, because that's still a thing. I haven't heard anybody talk about it. Are they still kicking? That could be a playback thing, maybe. But they're gonna have to bring me my monies if I'm gonna do it. I honestly don't mind Holmes starting this season if he can average 7 rebounds and set good screens. Yeah, I mean, I really struggle to think we're not doing something else. I really struggle to think the Mavericks aren't doing something else. But I'm still happy with their offseason. They got smaller. I'm sorry, they got younger. They got better. Like, they did the things I wanted them to do. You know, they actually exceeded my expectations. So in a lot of ways, I think Boyan's happening. Probably not. No, probably not. These are just so fucking bad. I can't believe how bad these are. All right. It feels like once every 3 months we have a shoe talk. Would you include Josh or Hardy to make that move if THA is undesirable? To make the move for Capella? Fuck no. Absolutely not. Absolutely off the table for Capella. You hear about Ryan retiring? Yeah. Ryan broke off, the accountant. Have a nice retirement. Happy birthday, Sally Bias. Thought I'd swing by and say it since I can't watch the stream right now. Thank you, Wicked, so much. How's Capella's defense? He's a good rim protector, but he's fallen off. Like Tim Hardaway Jr. and maybe I throw in some seconds. And that's where I'm drawing the line. I'm drawing the line right there. I don't even like a protected 27 first is a little bit spooky to me. I'm drawing the line because if he's in a Siakam trade, that's the only way I think it would be. That's the only way I think it would work out. If he's in a Siakam trade, and you know the Raptors don't really have any need for him. THJ in some seconds, like fuck it, just take it. Thank you, Steve. Better retired Mav. Ryan broke off or Ty Terry definitely broke off. He had some moments. He let that thing fly quite a bit. If they're trading for Siakam, would it make more sense to dump Hunter? They're gonna have to move like a good amount of salary, right? Because isn't Siakam making in the 30s? Thank you, AJ. Go see Sound of Freedom. It's sad but very educational. I'm looking forward to the what is it? Oh God. No thanks. 37 million is what Siakam is making. So I'm assuming Hunter and Capella would have to be involved, right? Thank you, Cheesy Pizza. Lots of pizzas here. All right, should we just get right into the PowerPoint? What do you guys think? I wonder if the Mavs offered THJ and a protected 27 for Allen. I don't know. Sound of Freedom is QAnon propaganda disguised as giving a fuck about people. I've never even heard of that shit. Sound of Freedom.
don't think I can do this job, Tim. As soon as I lay down, all they see are those kids' babies.
Dude, what's wrong? What's wrong with got a budget?
Someday it's gonna reach the
Beach
light.
landing. This looks like a fucking great movie. Imagine being such a pedo that you attack a movie about being about child pedos. What's like the obsession with that? I'm not gonna lie, I get a little ick from people who are so obsessed with this. Like, I get a little bit of an ick. Child sex slavery, bring a chuckle to your lips. Nice. I don't even know what the fuck this movie's about. They also hate it because it's the guy that played Jesus in Passion of the Christ.
What if this was your daughter?
All right, that was a nice happy we went on that detour. Ready for my channel to be fucked forever now because of that. Yo, I just got the gold 2021 Mavs City jersey a couple days ago. Sorry to hear that, man. It's one of the worst jerseys of all time. One of the worst jerseys of all time. No offense, though. I'm happy you got it. I think I'm in the minority, though. Most of my friends love that jersey. Worse than the aluminum foil jersey? Yeah, I actually think so. I actually think that jersey is so bad that it's good. Just being honest. All right. It's time. I'm raising the desk. You ready for the sound? I need to buy a fucking one of those just better standing desks. Yeah, that's Yeezus. I actually went. Trust me. I've put WD-40 on it. It's not fixable. I actually went back and listened to Yeezus recently. That might be Kanye's best album. I feel strongly about this now. I never thought I would say that, but I'm kind of getting to that point. All right, here we go. Slightly biased 28 favorite NBA moments for 28 years on this earth. Except it doesn't really go back 28 years. It mainly goes back like 20, 19, 18. 19, 18 years. I tried, of course I could make this whole thing Mavs. There's a lot of Mavs-centric stuff, especially towards the top of the list. I tried to sprinkle in different things because I love watching basketball. But I'm not afraid to admit it. I love the I love the drama. I love the offseason stories. I love the player movement. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. Who was hyped when the Mavs got Rondo? Oh, I was very hyped when the Mavs got Rondo. I remember exactly where I was. Let's start with number 28 on our list. This one might sound weird, but I thought about this. I thought about making this. I thought about this moment while making this list, and I have to say, I forgot how funny this was. DeMarcus Cousins finding out he has been traded to the New Orleans Pelicans while being interviewed during the All-Star break in New Orleans. You guys remember this? I believe if I remember correctly, the rumors were flying that DeMarcus Cousins was getting traded. That's why it starts All-Star questions only. Hopefully I don't get fucked with copyright during this stream. It's very possible.
Questions first, please. Yeah. All-Star game questions.
What other questions we got?
Hey, DeMarcus, can you kind of sum up your All-Star experience and...
Oh, really?
Can you...
That's whatever.
Can you sum up your All-Star experience? What it was like being on the great players?
It was amazing, man. I enjoyed the city of New Orleans, you know. I love it here in New Orleans.
I don't know why that was such a I don't know why that was such a great moment for me, but it was. He did handle it really well. I kind of feel like this was sort of where things started to like convert. Like, this is where the path towards player empowerment started. Honestly. Because a lot of people were like, wow, that's so fucked up. They traded him right now. Like, NBA teams don't give a shit about players. It was around this time. And yes, him and AD were pretty disgusting together, honestly. But they were obviously never, ever healthy. Could I find better moments in this? Probably. But it was a moment I forgot about throughout history. And then I remembered it. And I remembered, I was like, that was funny. Can't be worse than Harrison Barnes. Could it be, though? Like, I don't know. The Harrison Barnes one, it looks so bad, but in retrospect, he was told before the game that there was a very good chance he was going to get traded. Ralph game has to be on this list. It's not on this list. I actually forgot about it. You know, the Mavs lost the Ralph game, by the way. The Mavs lost the Ralph game. So, a legendary moment in slightly biased lore. But 27, this has to be on here. If we're talking about recent NBA history, some of the best moments, Linsanity absolutely has to be on this list. And I remember how insane this was at the time.
Yeah, I've heard about him and stuff like that, but I don't know what's he been doing. He's getting like triple doubles.
Stuff.
Oh, he went from the bench. He went from the
28 and 8 of 3 games.
He's averaging 28 and 8.
About 25.
This is roughly ranked.
Stuff.
What is
But he
this?
went from the bench to that.
What's the
basically,
audio
so.
here?
Talked about Lynn and how to prevent him from
Linsanity had everybody in a chokehold. It would be crazier if this was like modern NBA.
This is the only meeting between the two.
Right,
The
with
Knicks
like
will
modern
not play
NBA
in
Twitter.
Salt Lake City this year. Fields hop step inside, dumps it in.
You know,
No shot, double team.
I was like a senior in high school. We had like so many Asian kids trying out for basketball that year.
Finds Fields.
I mean, it was a huge moment. And where's the Raptors game? This is like one of the most iconic shots of the 2010s.
With the ball in his hands. Fans on their feet. 5.
Like, listen to how hyped the Raptors fans are.
For the win. Got it.
He had the whole league in a chokehold, man.
Shot won't go. Bynum tips it. Walker comes up.
It was legendary times. When was the last time we saw a run like that? Like a player, Jeremy Lin was a pretty good player, and he got paid A lot of money throughout his NBA career. I don't even know if I could say Mikal Bridges. Yogi Ferrell? Like, Jeremy Lin went from a relatively, like, unknown guy who, just for, like, a brief second, had the NBA in a complete and total chokehold. And you played for the New York Knicks, right? You do have, you know, when was that? Was 2012. Holy shit, man. 2012. February of 2012. Jeez. Time flies by. He played for the Knicks. You know, you have the Asian part of this. That was a big deal too. Because I think people really sleep on just how gigantic of a portion, you know, of the NBA fan base is Asian. Like, it's huge. It's massive. So that was really big. But, like, Jamal Murray, I don't think we'll ever see it. I don't think we'll ever see anything like Linsanity ever again. Especially, too, because it just kind of, you know, he had a decent career, right? But that was the peak of his powers right there. That was like the peak of his powers. And he was a good story too. He made $65 million in his career. That's kind of nuts. Hardy sanity? I hope not. I hope Hardy is this moment right here. Number 26. Very similar to the DeMarcus Cousins incident. No, Siri, I'm not fucking talking to you. The awkward Steve Van Gundy, Dwight Howard interview. I believe this was in 2011. It had come out earlier in the day that Dwight Howard had requested Steve Van Gundy to be fired, and Steve Van Gundy found out about it mid-interview or before the interview, and it led to one of the most awkward.
How do you know it's true?
I was told it was true by people in our management. So, you know, right from the top. So.
What did management tell you? Are they going to stand behind?
They haven't told me anything, and they don't need to. I mean, I'm the coach right now, and, you know.
I'm going to fast forward to the Dwight Howard.
For your teammates more than anything else. That's what matters. So, no idea. They can. Well, obviously, it'll be a management decision. They have to make the decision, but I ain't worried about that. So.
Yeah, Stan, we're not worried about that, right?
That's what I just said. We got to be worried about winning games.
Yeah, what's our main concern right now? Jameer.
We have to stop Carmelo Anthony and the New York Knicks tonight.
And the New York Knicks.
That's exactly
That's
right.
the plan, right?
That is the plan. That's what I just said.
Is Dave Ping here today? The guy who started this BS?
I don't see Ping here.
Me neither.
Are you guys done with me?
Yeah.
That's all.
Oh my God, this is a tough watch. This is a tough watch.
Up to him now.
All right.
Dwight, are the stories true about?
Come on, man. Yeah, the stories from Dave Ping are true.
Stan just said
It's funny because they actually were true. Cringe before cringe was a thing. Happy birthday, Slimy. Thank you, Sevens. I like seeing Stan squirm. I mean, just the fact, this is just one of the most hilarious interview moments of the last 20 years. I think the way he entered was his way of saying it was true. I mean, it was definitely true.
Yeah, they can. Well, obviously, it'll be a management decision. They have to make the decision, but I ain't worried about that. So.
Yeah, Stan, we're not worried about that, right?
That's what I just said. We got to be worried about winning games.
Yeah, what's our
Oh my God. Holy shit. Look at the height difference, by the way. It's hilarious. Is Stan Van Gundy sitting down? What was this about? Dwight Howard had told the Magic front office he wanted Steve Van Gundy fired. And they were asking Steve Van Gundy about it in this interview. And Steve Van Gundy said, yes, it's true. I know what happened. And Dwight Howard comes into the interview. Oh, my God. Oh, sorry. This one's fucking hilarious to me. This is an all-timer to me. That's an absolute. Wait, have I been saying Steve? I meant Stan. Have I been staying Steve? Okay, obviously I mean Stan. Number 25. Again, I'm a sucker for the drama. I'm a sucker for drama. The Chris Paul to the Lakers trade fiasco. How can we forget about this one? How can we forget about this one? This one still gets talked about to this day as one of the bigger what-if moments in recent NBA history. One of the biggest what-ifs. Maybe the biggest. That, like, the Derrick Rose injury, some of the biggest what-ifs of the 2010s onwards. On the eve of sports formal reopening for business after a 5-month lockout. Oh, yeah, this was right after the lockout. NBA Commissioner David Stern sent shockwaves throughout the league Thursday night by nixing the league-owned New Orleans Hornets. The Hornets were owned by the NBA. Plans to trade Chris Paul to the Los Angeles Lakers. The deal was Pau Gasol goes to the Houston Rockets, and the Pelicans would get Kevin Martin, Luis Scola, and Lamar Odom, as well as Goran Dragic and a first-round pick. So kind of hilarious looking at that trade package now. It's funny because Kevin Martin will come back up later in this video, just a heads up. But kind of hilarious looking at this now as just like this was a superstar trade. This was a superstar trade. Can you imagine that? Four solid players? Yeah, but I think Slightly is balding some? No, fuck off. Bitch. Don't ever say that. You know what? Don't ever say that. Happy birthday, aren't you like 37 now? Yeah, get out. Get out of here. For a player of Chris Paul's caliber, who was like a top 3 player at this time, by the way. Like, he was around that. Top 3, top 5 player in the league at this moment. And was 25 years old. Like, that is a horrible trade package. But the NBA was just different back then. The NBA was just different. Wow, was Paul's reaction on Twitter. Said Odom via his Twitter feed. Listen to how we talked about Twitter back in the day. Odom via his Twitter feed. When a team trades you and it doesn't go down, now what? Twitter was fucking hilarious back in the day. Like, this is how people talked on Twitter. Maybe I'll see you there tomorrow. And this was kind of the end of Lamar Odom's time with the Lakers, obviously. He was later traded to the Mavericks, of course. I believe, right after this, I'm pretty sure. And went on to play 2 more years in the NBA. And then we all know what happened to Lamar Odom. So, it was rough. This is a rough time. What did the Mavericks give up to get Lamar Odom? Hold on. I'm on it right now. Let's see. I don't think it was a lot. As part of a, let's see, traded by the Los Angeles Lakers with a 2012 second-round pick, where Darius Johnson Odom was later selected. Okay. To the Dallas Mavericks for a 2014 first-round pick, Mitch McGary. That's it. So there you go. First rounder that turned into Mitch McGary. Thank you, Z-Squill. You look like the princess from the Pixar movie Brave with that tiara on. Thanks. Man, I'm just in total disbelief about all of this, Odom. They don't want my services for whatever reasons. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I was proud to be a Laker, so I'll try to help them in the process as much as possible. This was a crazy moment. A big, gigantic what if, and obviously Chris Paul later gets traded to the Clippers. What was that trade package like? Let's see. Chris Paul gets traded to the Clippers. He told the Pelicans, "Hey, I'm expiring and I'm not re-signing." Basically, traded by the New Orleans Hornets for Al Farouk Aminu, Eric Gordon, who was like a pretty big trade piece at that time. Chris Kaman, Mavericks legend, and a 2012 first round pick, which later became Austin Rivers. So, thank you, Ace. Thank you, Noir. So one of the most iconic moments in recent NBA history has to make a list like this. Next up, 24, the 2004 Olympics. This was one of the first times I caught myself. I was only like 9 years old. But this is one of the first times I caught myself thinking, why am I like low-key kind of rooting against the United States? Like, I was pretty damn happy. I think I have to mute this audio. With Argentina upsetting Luis Scola. Yeah, he was actually on their Eurobasket team last year, right? Or whatever. It wasn't Eurobasket. Whatever competition they were in a year ago. Or was it the Olympics a couple years ago? I don't remember what it was. But he was on the team recently. Thank you, Shadows. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Mara. Thank you, Cooper. Officer lost his leg in the Nuggets parade? What? Thank you, Serjan. Thank you, KS. You share a birthday with Steve Howie. He's the pimp from Shameless, hooked with Veronica. Hell yeah, Steve. Oh, I like that guy. I like that guy in that show. I never finished that show, but anyways, this was a crazy moment. Thank you, Jofu. He was in the Olympic team that Luka dropped 60 on. This was iconic. Argentina goes on to win. Added to Manu Ginobili's lore. He was a guaranteed Hall of Famer after this, pretty much. Pretty much a guaranteed Hall of Famer after this moment right here. And this led to... You look at that team, that USA team, and it's kind of nuts. Like, everybody was under the age of 25. Tim Duncan and Allen Iverson were the two captains. They were the only two guys who were old. Everyone else on that roster was young as shit. Everyone else on that roster was so young. Who were some of the guys who didn't make it? Vince Carter got married. Kevin Garnett married. McGrady planned on getting married. Ray Allen had a pregnant fiance. Jason Kidd, a microfracture surgery. Shaq, Jermaine O'Neal, and Ben Wallace, all exhausted. Kobe Bryant's trial for sexual assault was ongoing. Often swept under the rug, but that did happen. Kind of crazy. And ever since then, NBA brings it. Like, the Team USA brings it. Team USA brings it on their teams. The Redeem Team happened in 2008. And they've won gold every single year since then, haven't they? USA got beat so bad they had to hire a Polish head coach. Look at the 2004 USA roster. And it also, I was reading this article. It's a pretty good article, actually. You really do kind of... You don't really factor in that these Argentinians, they've been playing together for like 20 fucking years. And you have just like this hodgepodge of like USA guys. Nobody over the age of 30. Look at this roster, man. Tim Duncan and AI are the oldest guys. Then you have Marbury, who's 27. LeBron is 19. Sean Marion's 26. They had Emeka Okafor, who hadn't played a single NBA minute up until this point. Melo's 20. Richard Jefferson's on the team, 24. Odom's 24. Crazy. That's enough talent and star power, though. I would say maybe back then. In today's NBA, this would be like the equivalent of LeBron at 19. Still incredible, but it wasn't like the LeBron we know now, right? D Wade was around best player in the world talks at this time. Tim Duncan was in best player in the world talks at this time. I know I have the same birthday as SGA. But like if USA had this level of talent on their current roster, they'd probably fucking lose. Like they'd actually probably lose in the Olympics to somebody. This was an awesome moment. Like a legendary international basketball moment. Has to be on this list. Manu Ginobili, a legend. 23. Paul Pierce poops his pants. Yeah, sorry. Sorry if this is immature. This is fucking hilarious.
One of the worst teams in the NBA.
This is hilariously funny. The whole wheelchair sequence. He goes down, right? There's poop in there somewhere. He's on the ground. The wheelchair. The wheelchair. They're blocking the cameras. No camera! Get the hell out of here! Paul Pierce. Oh my God, my leg hurts so bad. Gets to the locker room, guys. I need a new pair of shorts immediately. And then gets a new pair of shorts, maybe a quick shower. He's back. He comes hopping out the tunnel. The huge ovations. Ready to go in. Everyone's like, damn, why do you smell so good? You just got out the shower? Now, there's also some conspiracy theories that he's just kind of hyping up an injury to get the crowd into it. But he did admit to it. Toilet paper on his shoe. Why is this so quiet?
I just had to go to a bathroom. Why did you need a wheelchair to get to the bathroom? It was that bad. Something went down. I had to go to the bathroom.
Something went down. I had to go to the bathroom. Oh, I don't care if it's stupid. One of my favorite moments. Just fucking hilarious. The whole thing. The whole thing. At number 23. Oh, wait. 22, sorry. Not necessarily a moment, just a 2 to 3 year span. Monta Ellis. Too much Monta. This was not the Mavericks' most successful period, but they were still pretty good.
Guess who you'll see?
I got too much Monta.
Monta Ellis, ask the fellas. Who talk trash because they jealous? Laid back from the south, trying to hack up, I'll make you shut your mouth.
This was right after, you know, the Mavericks were kind of fun. Monta was fun to root for. They were never like great. They were never contending. You know, Dirk was in the twilight of his career. Still good, still making all-star games, but not like, you know, the Dirk that we know and loved. And they just had built so much goodwill after 2011 that we were just kind of cool with watching like a fun team.
Let's see what Monta can do against Mayo.
It was nasty, man.
It's in 4 seconds. Here's his move. He spins, an off-balance shot. Wins the game! Monta does it in Milwaukee again.
And he was just strangely so clutch. I thought we were pretty damn good. They were okay. Like, they were okay. But they just weren't, like, on the level of, like, the Spurs at that time. The Thunder at that time, obviously. But he was crazy clutch, too. Monta have it all. Oh!
So good follow-well went Clyde Frazier on us.
Oh, God, not Rondo. Just so smooth, so nice, a pure bucket getter. And he was loved here. I think it kind of ended because, I mean, Monte's career as a whole just kind of ended unceremoniously, but the league just realized they didn't really need guys like this anymore, you know? A crazy-ass shot. The smaller guys who didn't play much defense, you know, the three without really a three-point shot. The league just kind of didn't need those guys anymore, and that was just kind of it for Monta. Yep, the undersized too. But he was fun to watch, and, you know. What's the first game you watched? There's no way I can remember that. I'll always say the first game I have, like, vivid memories of, I don't even remember what year it was, 2002, 03, something like that. Went to a Mavs game against the Timberwolves. It was like 3 rows up because my grandpa got like tickets to his work. Number 11 must come with shot chucker tendencies. 21. This one might shock you, but if you guys were there and watching this, then you know. Zion's Summer League debut. This was a moment. He didn't have like the most insane stat line or anything like that, but there's no way this is true. But in my heart, I sort of felt like Zion's Summer League debut was more hyped than Wemby's. That's not true. There's no way that's true. But it kind of it feels like it to me. Yes, him ripping the ball away from Kevin Knox literally was like, oh my fucking God, what are we about to witness? Like, what are we about to see from this guy? Like, listen to that crowd. Oh my Lord. Maybe it's just because Wemby's like debut just kind of came and went, and it was just kind of weird. But damn, like that was something about the Zion hype. It felt that way because we'd been waiting on Zion and had been seeing him hoop since he was 16. Yeah, that could be it. There was still like a level of who is this guy really? From like most casual, I wouldn't say casual fans, but just like most fans with Wemby's debut, where Zion, like everyone saw Zion at Duke. Like, if you watch SportsCenter, you saw Zion because they literally had Zion highlights playing, like, during other fucking games. Robinson tapped it out to Knox. Zion rips it, punches it home. That was just, that was just such a crazy moment. The Great Williams trade is official. Yeah, what picks are we getting? 2025 second from the Spurs? Okay. 2028 second. We got some seconds to roll around with. Welcome to the squad, Grant Williams. I'm still in on the Zion hype train. The media and casuals do not get off his dick. There's other people who don't get off his dick. McMahon is so worried about the swap. I don't understand when people need to stop taking McMahon so seriously. I like McMahon. The next slide is the Great Williams trade. I like McMahon, but he goes on podcasts and just kind of like speculates, and then everybody like assumes what he's saying is real. Guys, I don't know if you know this or not. They shit on him all the time. Mark Cuban like fucking hates him. I don't think he has like legit inside sources. So I was just going back thinking of moments, and I was just thinking, man, the Zion Summer League debut was a moment. Like, I remember exactly where I was watching it. I mean, it's not like it was that long ago. But, I was just like, damn. Number 20. Is Lance Stevenson versus LeBron. This was a great era. The Heatles era was fantastic. I love that era, that super team, because they were great. They were the best team in the league at the time, but they were not unbeatable. And that's what made it so fun. Where, like, this Indiana team could throw some fucking punches. And there would be times you're like, holy shit, are the Pacers going to beat the Heat? And the Heat were just perfect villains. LeBron was a perfect villain at the time. And then you had guys like Lance Stevenson, who everybody throughout the NBA, like everybody throughout NBA fandom was rooting for. This fucking, you know, crazy out there player. And very rarely do players get to LeBron. And then they, hilariously enough, became teammates in LA. Haslam versus Hansborough. Don't forget Haslam versus Deshaun Stevenson in 2011 too.
To me, I think it's a sign of weakness. Because he never used to say nothing to me. I always used to be the one that say, "Oh, I'm gonna get under you. I'm gonna do something to get you married." Now he's trying to do it to me. So
this is who Dylan Brooks wants to be.
I feel like I'm doing something right, and I'm getting under his skin.
Lance, shut the hell up, man. Not a good idea to start.
This is who Dylan Brooks wants to be.
And then a foul on Stevenson on the block. He needs a rest right now.
This was like if Dylan Brooks was universally loved. But this just goes to show how hated the Heat were at the time, though. Because realistically, you know, most NBA fans would get annoyed of a guy like Lance Stevenson. But everyone loved him at the time, though, because that's how hated the Heat were.
Because he doesn't want anything to escalate.
And he was just a hilarious player to watch. Oh my God. Damn, LeBron clamped.
By LeBron James and a foul on Stevenson. He thought he got fouled. Now whatever the thing is.
It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same when LeBron went back to Cleveland.
I mean, there's a collision. Lance jumped.
It was the Heatles era.
Back in front. Ball goes out of bounds. Oh, here comes
Wait, where was the blow in the ear?
Issues, including this blowing in the ear of LeBron James, and James' reaction. he can't believe it.
This was a fun era. Fun era of basketball. 19. James Harden, January 2019. This was an amazing stretch of basketball. 43.6 points per game throughout the entire month of January. Scored or assisted on 61.9 points per game. Fifth player in NBA history with 600 points and 100 assists, including a 60-point triple-double. This was an insane stretch of basketball. And it's really because James Harden's had so many playoff disappointments and failures because he's, you know, his departure from Houston was so strange, and then he wanted out of Brooklyn, and now he wants out of Philly. All of this shit gets forgotten. How fucking absurdly good he was in his prime. One of the greatest offensive players of all time. Of all time.
It is so.
Back in the corner to Harden.
He was just disgusting.
And that was easy.
There's the foul, and it's continuation.
They go once again into Vonleh, going ahead a piece of it, stolen by Harden. Harden for the slam to seal the deal. 61 for Harden.
This is Luka's peak right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is Luka's peak. Imagine OKC's offense if they kept Harden and KD. Thank you, Edie. Who are the idiots out there saying nobody talked about James when he went crazy when people were talking about Luka? This was a huge moment. Like I will push back against that. Everyone was talking about this shit. There's a time Harden was the second best guard in the NBA. I'll go a step further. There was a time where like people wanted to make the problem with Harden was that he never had playoff moments. Like he never had playoff moments. But there was times when people were like, Harden's better than Steph. Like people would say that. But he just never had the moment in the playoffs. Yeah, and he still hasn't had it, but I was ready to push. Hey, Harden's better than Dwayne Wade all-time takes. I was ready to go there. I just needed something in the playoffs. I just needed something, and he just never brought it ever. And you know, I don't know if he will. Same playoff stats as Jimmy Butler. Yeah, but Jimmy Butler's been to 2 finals as the best player. At number 18, a slept on and very forgotten about moment, even within the year that this event happened in. Didn't even really get talked about at the time. That much. The Memphis Grizzlies, as an 8 seed, beating the 1 seed San Antonio Spurs in 6 games in 2011. This was an awesome moment. The grit and grind era. Zebo, Zach Randolph, Mavericks legend. Mavericks legend, of course. So people start talking about the Mavs losing the Warriors. Yes. But this was also such a weird series. Even though the Grizzlies were the 8 seed, they wanted to play the Spurs. They tanked their last 3 games of the season to play the Spurs because they knew that they had the this was also when I fell in love with Mike Conley. They knew that they had the toughness and really this size advantage with Gasol and Randolph because Tim Duncan was fucking by himself on that team. Ginobili had a broken arm. Fun fact, before the series, the Grizz never won a playoff game. Yeah. I mean, crazy story. They just knew they had it. It was so weird. People thought this would have been Lakers versus Nuggets in round 1. And I went back and was looking through it. A ton of people predicted the Grizzlies. This wasn't your classic. This wasn't your classic 1-8 matchup. Happy birthday. I don't type much, but I want you to know I really enjoy your content. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's very nice of you. Escondido. The grit and grind era was fun. Zach Randolph was awesome. 31 points in this closeout game. Tony Allen obviously was amazing and fun to watch. This basket right here is crazy. Over Tim Duncan. Such an interesting game Zach Randolph had. Eight seeds defeating 1 seeds. I'll talk about 2007. But now we have another team to that list. The Miami Heat. Yeah, 2007 we don't talk about. They redeemed themselves, which obviously we'll get to at some point. At number 17, we do have Vince Carter's game-winning 3 in Game 3 against the San Antonio Spurs in 2014. Yo, am I muted or something? No, you're here. I think the stream got briefly copyrighted. I have to be careful with some of these highlights. This was, the Mavs should have won this series. You're 100% right. This was, I remember exactly where I was. I was visiting somebody, college. Me and some friends were hanging out in a dorm. An all-girl dorm. This shot happens. All you hear is hundreds of people. Oh! Paul with the $15. Get yourself some Uber Eats on me. Happy birthday. Be glad you didn't live through the bad 1990s as a Mavs fan. Thank you so much, Paul. All dudes screaming in the all-girl dorm. Oh, yeah. People were running up and down the hallways. I mean, it was an amazing shot. The Mavs should have won this fucking series. No two ways around it. The Mavericks should have won this series. Crazy shot. And this was in game 3 of a tied series. Mavericks went up 2-1. Then, of course, you had the dog shit suspension. The Mavs played the Spurs closer than any other team during their run here. Like, they were dominant, and they honestly just kind of cakewalked the rest of this postseason. I thought for sure the Mavericks were going to win the series, and this was going to be like the last like great Dirk, even though, you know, Dirk was still a little past his prime, but DeJuan Blair. We pushed them into more games than any other team, including the Heat. Oh, they cakewalked the Heat. They like fucked on them. The Heat were done. Like, that was it. Incredible moment. 2016, another incredible moment. 2004 was just the year of the underdogs, I guess, in basketball. Yo, slightly officially 12 months of being a member? Oh, the 12-month badge is tough. The Detroit Pistons winning. This was some of my first. I remember exactly where I was actually during one of these finals games. I was at an Outback Steakhouse. And I thought that I would get in trouble by saying Pistons because I thought for some reason that Pistons was the same word as being like pissed off. And I thought my parents would get mad at me if I said the word piston. I was a fucking dumbass. I mean, I was like 8. I don't know if I could even play House of Highlights stuff, actually. But we all know what happened in 2004. They won in the first ever NBA Finals loss for Phil Jackson. I really like that Pistons team. Yeah, they were gritty, no huge stars. Although, you know, Chauncey Billups is he a Hall of Famer? Did he make the Hall of Fame? He's like somebody people always bring up, like, hey, should Chauncey Billups be in the Hall of Fame? Like, Rasheed Wallace was really fucking good. Rip Hamilton was really fucking good. Ben Wallace, obviously, was really, really good. Like, they were really good. Chauncey's probably going to be a Hall of Famer. Ben Wallace was a Hall of Famer. Ben Wallace is a Hall of Famer. 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. Damn. For a 6'9" center. Look at his free throw numbers. Career 41% free throw shooter. What career would he have now? Would he just be played off the floor because of the free throw shooting? Or would he just be like a perfect small ball 5? I just can't imagine 41% from the free throw line. That's just so crazy. Yes, Rasheed Wallace played 1 game in Atlanta for this season. This like the Rasheed Wallace trade always gets talked about because people always say, oh, well, like trading for a player midseason doesn't always, like, usually teams that trade for a player midseason don't go on to like do anything. Rasheed Wallace is always the guy who everyone's like, yeah, well, the Pistons did it with Rasheed Wallace. This was a very fun team. They could have had Carmelo Anthony, by the way. Happy birthday to my 38-year-old cool uncle. Fuck yourself, Doomer. Thank you, though. Gobert's probably going to be a Hall of Famer, yeah. Beat out at the $5. Happy birthday, Saw that you helped me get through 10-hour shifts while the Mavs played and I couldn't watch. Love your stuff. Thank you so much, B-Dot. Love you. They could have had Chris Bosh, too, yeah, but... An awesome moment in NBA history. Another awesome moment. Are French people allowed in the Hall of Fame? That's actually a good point. I haven't thought about that. The 2001 NBA Finals. Now let me talk about the 2001 Philadelphia 76ers because I absolutely love and adore that team for really one reason and one reason only. Me and my friends, we used to play this game. I don't know if this is a common game or me and my friends just play it, called Drunk 2K. And the only thing you could do was shoot threes or dunk. Those are the only 2 ways you could score. And I always used this Sixers team. I loved playing with them. AI, obviously. I loved Eric Snow. I loved Eric Snow. They had Dikembe Mutombo. Tony Kukoc was on this team. NBA Live 2001. No, we would play it like because the 2001 Sixers would always be like a classic team. But of course, this includes the insane Game 1 performance from Allen Iverson and the infamous one of the most hilarious, most disrespectful moments in the history of the league. Like, AI stepping over Ty Lue is like an iconic, everyone kind of has seen that. Thank you, Yoshi. Oh yeah, this team was not very great. Like, if you just look at their roster. You had Allen Iverson, who obviously was awesome. Averaged 31 points that postseason. Oh, wait. Let's see the postseason stats. AI played 46 minutes a game. 32 points per game in the playoffs. You had Mutombo, who was still 34, but was still really good. Aaron McKee, Tyrone Hill, Eric Snow, George Lynch, a rookie Rajah Bell, I think. Yuck. Now Ty Lue took that humiliation and became a top-tier coach. That's crazy how that works out. But this has to be on there if we're talking about moments in the last. Yeah, 46 minutes per game is absolutely nuts. That was an underrated feature of AI, by the way. He was an absolute tank. Number 14 on this list. One of the greatest NBA Finals series of all time. The 2010 NBA Finals. A great series, a great Game 7. The Lakers, I don't know what ring that was for them. What ring was that? 16, 17? One of those. But this was Kobe's 5th and last one. They repeated. And that was kind of it for the Celtics team. Like, they didn't make the finals again, this group at least. And only a few years later, they would blow it up. Good game in Game 6. And Kobe was playing injured. Derek Fisher, big shots. Mavs legend. Al Gasol. Oh my fucking God. Happy B-Day slide. I'm drinking 41 Trulies for you. Thank you, Gabe. Good luck. And this also has one of my favorite, Vucevic, or however you pronounce that guy's name. Phil Jackson was a fucking sicko. This guy was like their best free throw shooter. Did not play really at all. He sent them out there in the closing seconds of a Game 7. Closing seconds of a Game 7 in a 2-point game to hit to ice the game at the free throw line.
That shows you the confidence that Phil Jackson has in him.
Absolute sicko shit. And wouldn't you know it? He knocks down both. And ices the NBA Finals. Vucevic, yeah. This is also one of my favorite last plays of a finals. They throw it ahead. Kobe's chasing it down with his hands up. Great series. Great series. Great Game 7. Iconic, all-time classic. One of the best NBA games ever, really. Peace out, Christian. Sasa Vujacic had a long career, actually. Was a career 85% free throw shooter. And was on both of those Lakers teams. This season right here, where he iced the game at the free throw line, only played in 8 minutes per game in the regular season and 7 minutes per game in the postseason. And he got thrown out there. To ice the game at the free throw line. Crazy stuff. Number 13. This isn't a moment, so to say, but just one of my favorite. And when I say favorite, I'm not saying I enjoyed it, but it's just one of the big moments of the last 27 years. That is the breakup, the rise and fall of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Just a cautionary tale, really. A cautionary tale. 2011, they make the Western Conference Finals against the Mavericks. KD is like 21, 22. Very, 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 very young. They make the finals the next year. And KD, this is their roster. When they make the NBA Finals against the Miami Heat and lose, this is their roster. Their big three. Kevin Durant is 23. Russell Westbrook is 23. James Harden is 22. Serge Ibaka is also 22 at this time. This was supposed to be like, stamp it. They're making the finals like for the next decade. They're going to win 100 fucking rings. Like, this is going to be an unstoppable force. And then it wasn't. They traded James Harden the season after they made the NBA Finals for a dog shit return. One of the biggest, most idiotic decisions in the history of the NBA. Jeremy Lamb, Kevin Martin, a 2013 first-round pick, which was Steven Adams, who was good. A 2013 second-round pick, Alex Abrines, who actually got some playtime in the league, I remember. And Mitch McGary, the 2014 first-round pick. That was their return for James Harden, who went on to win an MVP. And we already talked about how amazing he was. Not many looked at Harden and thought future superstar. People thought he was really fucking good. Blame Reggie Jackson. Yeah, I can't I look back at that finals roster. Holy shit, like Reggie Jackson was on that team. It does not feel like Reggie Jackson is that young or that old, actually. Yeah, people thought Harden was really good at the time. Of course, Russ went on to win an MVP. KD obviously went on to win an MVP in 2 finals. But a cautionary tale that windows are not always as big as you think they are. They can be 1 year. You could think you have a 10-year window and really have a 2-year window. It's a cautionary tale. Who's to blame in this failure, for your opinion? Oh, I mean, trading Harden is definitely the biggest culprit. And what wasn't it? Because they were haggling over like $4 million total or something like that. Reggie Jackson ages like fine wine. It shocked me that he's been in the league as long as he has. They had to pay Perk, yeah. That was. They also chose Ibaka over him too. That was it too. Like that factored into their decision. Who knows what would have happened if they kept Harden? Like, who knows? Harden obviously doesn't blossom into who he blossomed into with Houston. Like, it just doesn't happen. But I would, like, you can't convince me that that team doesn't win a ring at some point. You just can't convince me that. Thank you, Bonk. Y'all don't know. How would y'all know? Because they almost did it. They fucking choked their dicks off in 2016 against the Warriors. I don't know if they would have beat the Cavs in that final series, but I mean, they have a good chance, right? I don't know, man. Just a cautionary tale. But now the Thunder are back up. Do you think D'Antoni unlocked Harden? Yeah, definitely. I mean, they built the entire offense around Harden. And his game was like perfectly suited for that. Hat number 12. You can't have like a most iconic moments. Thank you, Ali. You can't have a most thank you, Aki. I think I'm inhaling cancer every time I do this, so I'm gonna stop. When are the Thunder going to use their war chest picks to do something? I don't know. It's a great question because it's going to have to happen at some point. I'm worried. I have a sinking feeling that they're going to make a hard push for Luka. I hope to God they don't. That one would scare me a little tiny bit. Anyways, how can you have an iconic moments of the last 28 years or so? Thank you, Zoidberg. I was at Texas Tech the same time as Patrick Mahomes, yes. Malice at the Palace. Malice at the Palace. I mean, one of the most iconic moments in sports history, really. Like, not just basketball history, but this is one of the craziest fucking things.
Then Wallace is fouled, and Wallace did. Oh, Wallace right at our chest. This has potential to be serious if they don't get between. Wallace upset. Players trying to hold each other off. Steven Jackson and Rasheed Wallace trying to be peacemakers. Now Jackson yelling. Oh, this is Wallace's jump, sure.
Boom. Artest is laying on the laying on the scores table. Boom. Drink gets thrown, and there we go. And yes, that Indiana team. This is so fucking crazy. I can't imagine this happening now. I cannot imagine some shit like this happening now. What would even happen? Most saying our test interaction. Yeah, that Pacers team looked like maybe one of the best teams, if not the best team in the league at the time, or at least in the East. And that ended that. Permanent suspension. I mean, this probably changed so many things. I still haven't watched that documentary, but this probably changed so many things that like there's probably so much more security now. Like, it just wouldn't happen. Twitter being around during Malice in the Palace would have been like, if you had to rate the top 10 old sporting moments that like Twitter being around for would have been awesome, this would have to be like top 2 or 3, right? You're the Elton John of Dallas Mavs podcasters creators. So fabulous. Thank you. Yeah, is that like the closest thing was the Shannon Sharp thing? I mean, the amount of memes. No, Twitter ruins everything with its toxicity. I think for a big, gigantic event like this, Twitter's actually hilarious. Like, when there's a huge event like this and everyone's memeing and joking, it's really funny. It's when you start, like, when there's nothing to talk about, so Twitter tries to find something to talk about, that's when it gets really bad. Thank you, Samish. Moment number 11. I'm shocked this was so low on the list, but there's just been so many other iconic moments that I couldn't possibly. What if Twitter existed during 9/11? Serious topic, but genuine question. You already know the answer to that. You think Twitter would have taken that shit seriously? Speaking of 11, this is 9/11 for Suns fans. Game 7 of the 2022 Eastern Conference semifinals. Western Conference. This has to be there. This has to be on the list. It's not higher. Like, everything ahead of this is like iconic, like insane, you know, like legendary, historic moments. And this was awesome. As a Mavericks fan, yeah, this is probably like top 5 realistically. Where's the? Oh, he's shredding him. One of my favorite NBA calls of all time.
Crashing in there for 2.
So forcing him to go left and just
one of the most iconic moments.
Jesus
Christ. Hold on. I have to rewind before you get to this. Where's the shot? Was it this one right here in the corner? This is when I knew we were going to win. I took, you know, you guys can go back and watch the stream. The whole time we were up by 50. And I was like, hey guys, just wait. I deep down knew the game was over right here. 2-0. Luka step back in the corner. Luka never makes corner threes. Step back in the corner over Ayton. That was, I knew it was over. I knew it was over right then and there. I just knew. Yeah, and then the step back three right here. Where was him posting up Ayton? God, he's so fucking good, man. Make the playoffs next year. Make the playoffs next year. People need to remember. People need to remember the type of shit Luka's on. How easily people forget. Listen to that stadium. When did Luka post up 8? I thought that was way earlier in the game. I mean, the crazy thing is it was only a 9-point game with 9 minutes left in the second. Like, was it the first shot of the game? Oh my God, it was. A 9-point game with 9 minutes left in the second. And then it was just a fucking onslaught from that point forward. Leading to this moment right here.
Under a minute to go here in the first half.
Leading to this moment.
27-point lead. Down goes Johnson. 3. Oh no. They're shredding him.
They're shredding him.
Oh no, he didn't.
Oh no, he didn't. That's a great call. That's a great call. It was a fucking bloodbath. Oh wait, here is the post up on Ayton. He's just a psychopath. Oh. Damn. I'm telling you guys, when he starts smiling, you are fucked. Doesn't even make top 10. What's number 10? LeBron James against the Pistons in 2007. So I'm pretty sure either right directly after this or very shortly after this, I got a LeBron James jersey. And you guys are about to learn here, I'm a Bron-sexual. Whenever I was putting this list together, I was like, okay, LeBron moment here, LeBron moment here, LeBron moment there. And I'm like, oh my God, I fucking love LeBron. Like, I actually love LeBron. Come on, Luka's higher than that. Game 5, this Cavs team, it was kind of similar. Didn't really have too much. Didn't really have any business beating the Pistons. But LeBron's Game 5, 48 points, 25 straight points, 29 of the last 30 points, and a game winner in double overtime. An iconic, legendary performance. Come on, LeBron, put your Maverick. This is why I'll always be like, yeah, fuck it. I'm cool with LeBron coming to the Mavs. Like I think he's the greatest player of all time. So I don't care if it doesn't make any sense. It would just be hilarious. We need to get to like the closing games because in overtime, in halftime, overtime, and the fourth quarter, him taking over this game is just insane stuff to watch. I highly recommend going and watching it for yourself. And I believe what was the series? What was the series at the time? Was it tied 2-2 or the yeah, it was tied 2-2. I mean, some of these shots he's making are just nuts. Hold on, I want to get to that double overtime 3. Look at these fucking shots. Hold on. This is a shot right here. Down 3 with a minute left in double overtime. What? An absurd shot. Jesus. And then here's the game winner right here. Oh my God. Iconic, legendary. Iconic and legendary. The Cavs went on to make the finals this year, obviously. But they did lose. Yeah, his first step's iconic. This is one of the best games in the history of, or at least recent history of the NBA, by the way. Dame vs. Thunder's not on this list. I don't really care that much about it. Number 9. How can we not have Kobe's last game? Because this was some Disney movie level shit right here.
And the other forward.
Thank you, Colton. Like, this was actually, because this wasn't like prime Kobe, obviously. This was playing on one fucking leg. Playing on one fucking leg. Yeah, he took a lot of shots, but I don't really give a shit. And also, the crowd reactions and everything to every basket he was making. It's crazy this happened in 2016.
Kobe's got the Lakers' last tip. Bryant for 3.
I mean, listen to the reactions. Like, every time they panned, there was like some mega celebrity in the stands. Damn, this shit's actually gonna make me sad if I keep watching it, honestly. Because they just showed his family and shit. They won the game. Yeah, this was back when Kanye was in good graces.
Will Kobe give them one last gamer? Bryant.
60 points.
With the jumper.
Listen to the crowd reaction.
58
Like,
points. And the Lakers lead.
I can't believe this was 2016. This feels like this did not happen that long ago. Can you imagine being in that building? I mean, hold on. Look at this team, though. Larry Nance Jr., Julius Randle, Jordan Clarkson, D'Angelo Russell. Who else is on this team? Robert Sacre. So I see this, I'm like, oh yeah, this was 2016. Like, my brain tells me like 2019, but then I see Robert Sacre fucking walking around. I can't believe they had Kobe out there his last few years with some shit like this. Jordan Clarkson. I'm sorry, Lou Will. I already said Jordan Clarkson. Amazing stuff, man. That was an amazing moment. It really was. At number 8, I'll give you a hint. It's the background of my phone. I've shown it before on stream. I've showed my background before on stream. No, not Dirk 30,000. LeBron James, 2012 Eastern Conference Finals, Game 6.
Welcome to Boston.
Against
And a sold-out TD Garden. It's game.
the Boston Celtics. Celtics up 3-2, game in Boston. This is it. Like, I don't know where, like, honest to God, because this is coming off of 2011, an embarrassment for the Heat and LeBron. If they don't win this game, I don't know how LeBron's career plays out. That sounds fucking nuts to say. But if coming off 2011, LeBron loses in the Eastern Conference Finals with the Heatles.
6 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
I honestly do not know.
And the Miami Heat, Boston with a 3-2 edge and a chance to move on.
What his career looks like.
And play in the NBA Finals.
45 points, 30 in the first half.
Making it look easy. Those are very
Who's shitting on him?
shots.
As Pierce picks up his third, Jeff.
And that's a tough
Who's
foul.
shitting on him? No Paul Pierce.
Chalmers puts up a 3 and nails it.
Mario Chalmers.
And that shows you that.
Chris Bosh flopping. Or was that Dwayne
Shows
Wade?
you how
Classic.
strong LeBron James is. A big double team, and he still rifles a pass out. Bosh down low against Ray Allen. Turns, little jump hook, won't go. James
Oh my
comes
God.
flying in and throws it down. He's got
This is when Braun went to his private specialist in New York for the first time.
Play by Wade to get it to Bosh,
30 in
and
the
then
first
Bosh
half
does a good
on the
job
road
getting the jump
against
hook
your
up.
biggest rival, the Celtics.
Dietrich forgets to block out, just watching the ball. James takes advantage, gets the running start.
falling away, gets that to go.
Couldn't miss at all. Did the Bill Simmons podcast exist at this time? That would be hilarious to look back on.
Heading for the exits here in games.
This was legendary. And obviously, we know the Heat went on. I think they dominated Game 7, right? Oh, God.
Facing elimination and on the road, LeBron James went retro. Friend, I tweeted after the show, this is the perfect stage for LeBron James to have a huge game, because I thought the expectations had fallen last night to the lowest point since LeBron James took his talents to South Beach.
I really, you kind of in a way have to respect the hating after a game like that. Like, you have to respect the commitment to hating. All right. My next 3 selections are all transactions. Why don't you have any of the Magic Bird duels? This is the last 27 years. 28 years. But really like the last 20 and really like the last 15. I was just keeping it in the years I've been alive. Number 7. This was just such a crazy fucking moment. I remember exactly where I was. I remember how insane it was. I remember how crazy Twitter was going. Kawhi to the Clippers and the Paul George trade. This was like one of the most shocking events. Not that Kawhi was going to the Clippers, because that was kind of like talked about, and yeah, that might happen. The Paul George trade hit like a nuclear bomb. Hit like a nuclear bomb. Over Mavs Game 7. The Mavs went on to get dicked down the next series in the finals. Like, it was a great moment, but this was like so fucking shocking. And the crazy thing was, it was like right around July 4th, right? Right around July 4th. Right around July 4th. And the notification came at like 1 in the morning. You guys remember this? It happened at like 1 a.m. Absolutely crazy. Brother, you have LeBron clips and motherfucker, he got digged out in the finals. Okay, LeBron made it to the finals against the Pistons. LeBron won in 2012 that I just showed. I remember that year being like, man, it'd be insane if PG and Kawhi were on the same team, and then it happened. Things really happened late at night back then. This was back, it's only since recently that the free agency stuff didn't pour in at midnight. They need to go back to that. That was fun, honestly. But this happened while Summer League was going on, I'm pretty sure. And I'm pretty sure it happened also right around the time of the Zion debut. So maybe this was actually a little bit after the 4th of July. Worst trade, Rudy Gobert, Paul George. I have to go Gobert because Paul George trade got you Kawhi. Yes, it hasn't amounted to shit for them, but still. But this was an unbelievable, like, what the fuck moment. At number 6, speaking of 6, at number 6, we have LeBron James, The Decision, paired with, this is a 2-for-1. LeBron James, The Decision, paired with LeBron James' return to Cleveland. No, this isn't too low. You guys, whenever we show the rest, you guys will understand why this isn't too low. So The Decision, I remember exactly where I was. I was in Atlanta for some reason, in a hotel, and it was a really fucking nice hotel. I don't know what I was doing there. I think I was playing baseball or something there. It was a crazy nice hotel. Their lobby was really big. It was one of those, like, what are they called? One of those hotels where, like, the halls, like, the hotel is tall, and the halls are, like, on the inside, and there's, like, balconies on the halls. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Either way, everyone in the fucking hotel was in the lobby watching this on TV. Like, like, The Decision was an insane moment, an incredibly stupid moment, to be fair, on LeBron's part. I think he himself says he regretted doing this. It was corny. It was dumb. A very stupid fucking thing for him to do. But it was nuts. It was absolutely, yes, he was hated. Like, it's hard. I know people, like, hate LeBron now, but it's hard to even, like, if you weren't there, you wouldn't understand how hated he was. Who are the teams that he could have gone to? It was pretty much Miami or Cleveland at this point, but there was, like, a Chicago dark horse thing. If done in 2023, who conducts the interview? Chris Haynes, like Malika Andrews or something. Fans were burning jerseys. Like, they had watch parties and bars for this. Like, it was crazy. Windhorse maybe. That 7-year-old me calling him LaFlop. I mean, just an insane, like, really, when you just think about it, the best player in the world, one of the best players of all time, although he wasn't, like, you know, he wasn't considered that at the time, really. But that, and the fact that this was, like, the biggest free agent transaction ever. Your AAU team had a house party for this. Yeah, all the kids were, they had kids in there. It was such a weird thing. Such a weird thing that they did this live. And then I also remember exactly where I was when this news dropped. And I actually remember in the lead up to this, there was, like, some conspiracies going around because this was kind of a shock. This was kind of, I think almost everyone thought he was going to stay in Miami. But then it's sort of like Pat Riley kind of had some cryptic ass comments in exit interviews where it's like, oh, is LeBron leaving? But, like, him going back to Cleveland was not really a thing talked about ever. Because him and Gilbert had such a nasty fallout. But then, in the days leading up to this, there were people, I remember this so fucking vividly. There were people who, like, went into the code of the Sports Illustrated website, because that's where this news dropped. Went into the code of the Sports Illustrated website and saw that they were that they had a new webpage where the colors were like Cleveland Cavaliers colors. And people sort of figured out that, oh my God, LeBron might be going back to Cleveland. And then this dropped. Just an absolutely insane thing. On JJ Podcast, Brian Windhorst said that he knew months before and told people, and the Heat hated him for it. See, like, him going to LA was like an open secret forever. The colors, no fucking way. Yeah, I remember it vividly. And I remember buying into it too. See, I love shit like this. I went from like, I honestly was never that big of a LeBron hater. I was at first with the Heatles, but once the Mavs beat him, I was like, all right, we're cool. And then once he went back to Cleveland, though, I was back to being like a ginormous LeBron fan. All right, number 5. This is the last transaction. Do we have any guess on what it is? Do we have any guess? No, we've already gone through all of the fraud ones. No, KD's not on here because I did not like it. Yeah. It's the Luka trade. It's drafting Luka Doncic, Grant Williams trade. My top 5 favorite moment of the last 20. My top 5 favorite moments of the last 28 years. The Luka trade. Classic, man. Classic. Another, I remember exactly where I was when it happened moments. I was coming back from the gym because I was so fucking nervous. I had so much nervous energy in the lead up to the draft. The trade was announced like not too long before the draft started. And I remember I called 2 people. 2 of the people I still talk Mavs with the most immediately. I was like, oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking God. I can't believe we just did it. I was going so crazy. Everyone that I talked like basketball with at the time wanted Luka so bad. We were so scared of drafting Mo Bamba. I was honestly thinking at this, if this didn't happen, I don't know if this channel exists. Like just being honest. I still would have been a Mavs fan, obviously, but like I just didn't want Mo Bamba at all. To be fair, though, I think Rick Carlisle went on record saying we were going to draft Wendell Carter Jr. So there is that. Why is Luka not considered the best prospect of all time, considering his accomplishments pre-draft in the league he was in? Well, we talked about this when we graded like the last 10 draft class or whatever on that one stream. How like the Dragan Benders and Mario Hezonias of the world kind of like fucked Luka because the European, like, it was just like, like I don't know about these Euro guys. There was a stigma. Well, Wemby's also 7'6". But I think if a player like Luka appeared again, I think a lot of people would I don't think you'd see as many people overthinking it anymore. You wouldn't see as many people overthinking it. And Luka would be considered number 1, especially like looking back at that draft, like a pretty good center in Ayton who like wasn't like great though. Like he was a good prospect, a great prospect actually, but it wasn't like generational levels. Some people thought he had like a David Robinson ceiling, but it wasn't like a consensus generational level guy. He really should have been. What was your first thoughts of Luka wearing 77? Yeah, I don't think I liked it. It scared me actually. I was like, damn, there's fucking 77? Number 4, this is the last non-Mavs moment, by the way. The 2016 NBA Finals. If I were just an objective fan, this would probably be number 1. Like, if I had no ties to anything, this would probably be number 1. This was an absurd moment. Just this series, this whole postseason was insane.
Game 7 is tied.
This whole entire postseason, the Warriors and Thunder, that series was so crazy. And then you had this series. No Ray Allen shot. That was actually kind of an oversight, to be honest with you.
Tied with 3.5.
And then you had this game, which is maybe the greatest game of all time. Like, I think you could definitely make the argument that this was the greatest basketball game, all things considered, ever. The 3-1 comeback. The Warriors being the greatest team of all time. LeBron getting one in Cleveland. Just how the game ended with the block, with the shot.
To go here in the fourth.
Where's the block?
James, the offense is running through me right now. Irving drives, hop step inside, floats it up, misses. Rebound taken by Iguodala. Iguodala to Curry. Back to Iguodala.
Oh, blocked by James.
By James. LeBron James with the rejection. Foul to give.
Just an insane moment, and then Kyrie hits this shot.
Putting Curry in the pick and roll.
And now he's a member of the Mavericks. Just an absurd shot. Pretty good defense by Curry.
Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown. And the Cavaliers by 3.
And then you had
the last 2 minutes to get it.
Where's Kevin Love?
This
you had this terrible decision by Kyrie. Kyrie went up for a fucking layup right
Irving
here.
Drives to James.
Oh. Can you imagine if this dunk went down?
This is the jam, but foul.
All this game needed, actually. Wait, where's...
Foul to give, so Barnes... Rebound, James.
This was the horrible Kyrie. Almost just made one of the dumbest plays in the history of basketball.
Irving on the drive, goes inside, lost it, gets it back and finds Love. There's a 7-second difference.
Oh, yeah, Draymond was going nuts in this game, too. That's true.
I lost a playoff. It's back, puts up a 3.
Where's Kevin Love clamping?
Give him 0.7. What was there? It goes 30 steps back.
Is this it? Oh, yeah, here's Kevin Love absolutely clamping Steph.
Curry fakes the 3, steps back, crossover, puts up a 3. Rebound James with 30 seconds remaining. What a spectacular job by Love.
And honestly, one of the better on-court celebrations.
Champions once again. The Cavaliers are NBA champions.
Cleveland! LeBron crying on the ground.
To his beloved hometown.
Ryan, what's your feeling?
To go hard my against all man ain't pop me to do. This is for you. Cleveland! This is for you! Oh!
Matthew Dellavedova went on to get grossly overpaid, as did Mozgov. Actually, Mozgov wasn't on that team. And yeah, that was like it. The era of competitive basketball ended for the next 2 years after that. Would Draymond ever have let us forget a 35-point triple-double in Game 7 if they had won? Yeah, that's like... Draymond's obviously going to be a Hall of Famer and everything, but man, what is the conversation if they win that series? Like, how do we feel about like Draymond having that game in a Game 7 to win the finals? There hasn't been a Game 7 in the finals since. That's actually nuts. Number 3. Another candidate for one of the best games of the last 20 years. Another 3-1 series that went to a Game 7. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? 3-game series, a 3-1 series. They ended up at a Game 7. Insane Game 7. An insane finish. Yep. It is Mavericks 2006, second round against the San Antonio Spurs. Whoo! The memories I have from this game.
The opening tip.
I believe I was only 10 years old, so I was young. But I remember. I fucking remember.
Nowitzki played by Duncan. Nowitzki with the step.
I remember the feelings I was feeling during this game. Pretty sure I cried at times.
Dallas was not able to sub.
Ginobili hits that 3.
San Antonio leads for the first time tonight. Timeout, Dallas.
Right here, it looked like the Mavs are about to fucking choke a 3-1 lead. Like,
I got to stay down to help. But now watch as the play unfolds. Duncan goes back to Ginobili, who is so confident in these clutch situations. Knocks down the three. This play's going
21 points.
I still don't even know how the next play happened. Like, how did the next play even happen?
We heard Tony Parker.
Argentina, 21 points.
How do you give up an
19 of the second half. Nowitzki goes right at Bowen. And the foul. So
Dirk's little
Nowitzki
fist pump is an
to the line with a
underrated
chance
celebration.
to tie the game.
First games in this series have come down to the final possession, basically. Look at this move. I thought Nowitzki would turn for his customary jumper, but showing that newfound...
The disgusting elbow pad. Mavericks just kind of dominated over time. Jerry Stackhouse.
To the fade, yes. Jerry Stackhouse with another big bucket. And he lost it, able to recover.
There's Timmy D.
Strong move on Jock.
Oh, when did he smoke that layup?
Comes up hobbling.
To do against a shot blocker.
On the 24.
Was this when he smoked the layup?
Duncan. Pull up short, the tip missed. Rebound of it.
Mavericks obviously went on to make the NBA Finals and got robbed. Should have won a ring that year. Yep, the Anta job. But this was a legendary classic game. Classic game. A great moment. All time. Looking back on it, man, pretty good jerseys. Pretty good jerseys. If Jaylen Brown practiced dribbling with his left hand, this would be 2023 Celtics Heat Game 7. Okay, so what do you... I've seen you guys. Okay, we all know what number 1 is, obviously. What do you think number 2 is? Any guesses? There's no way you guys are going to guess it. Rondo playoff moment. Hint. Dirk retirement. That's close enough. Number 2 is just Dirk. Like all of it. Number 2 is just Dirk Nowitzki.
Starts on Finley, and that's the big matchup that we talked about in the
This guy was my childhood. Like, seriously.
Nowitzki, a long shot, yes.
Good God.
Foul. Off 1 foot, just an impossible shot.
And more!
Nowitzki for the lead. Westbrook again.
God, he was so good in the Western Finals, too.
And they'll reset. Nowitzki again for the lead. Bang!
The European 3 celebration. Oh! Young Dirk could get up there too. God, he's so fucking good, dude. People, honestly, God, people do not remember how good he was. Because anytime like a Twitter debate pops up, oh, Kevin Garnett, people do not remember how good he was. Honestly. I actually don't think the stats do it justice, even though his stats are crazy.
75%. Nowitzki, high archer goes, and Dirk Nowitzki has just moved into 6th place on the all-time NBA scoring list.
Sneaky great jerseys.
Played by Graham. This will be all Nowitzki. Nowitzki off.
Woo!
Nowitzki. That's the roll. Timeout. Nowitzki.
This was a classic. This was a classic one.
Kobe slapped it.
Look at young Dirk too. Stylish. Ah! Bearded Dirk, legendary. That was I think that was my Facebook profile picture for a long time, actually. This image right here. And then, of course, we all know what the top moments are.
Dallas down 4, 3:20 to the glass for the jam. Only wide open face the three.
Yeah, Dirk will get up there and poster you.
Right by Ewing to the glass for the jam. Dirk.
Number 2 was that iconic Game 7. So why was that one YouTube video in 1 pixel, and this one looks like it happened 3 years ago? And then number 1 is... Are they going to have number 1 being him? Are they going to have number 1 being the dagger in Game 6 or Game 2? Which one do you think?
Nowitzki returned for his customary jumper, but showing that newfound strength.
The lefty layup, Game 2. I kind of think that's what it's going to be too. Game 6? I think it's going to be Game 2. Yeah. Oh, they have that 3? Or is it both? Then fucking Mario Chalmers hit that 3 in the corner. I literally wanted to shit my pants when Mario Chalmers hit that 3. I thought my life was over. Gets right past the lefty layup. Disgusting. God, this series was so good. We already know what number 1 is. We already know what number 1 is. I mean, yes, I remember how wide open Chalmers was. We already know what number 1 is. Chalmers was better than Damian Lee. It'd be like if Campaign hit that 3. Yeah, the Grant Williams trade. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Whenever I was putting this together and I watched back this, I got a little choked up. Like, this was like part of the reason why I get emotional sometimes when I look back on this is it's like, wow, I really have not had a moment even fucking close to this. A moment even remotely close to this in my sports fandom life since this moment.
Nowitzki, left hand, lays it in, and it's 103-92.
No, Dirk hitting that jumper over Bosch. Where was it?
The way they should.
This one right here.
Nowitzki.
That's just the dagger.
Puts it in. Dirk Nowitzki makes it a 10-point game.
But great players are just like
look how tough this
taxes.
shot is.
Sooner or later, they're going to get you. Dirk, 8 big points in the 4th quarter. Dwindle down the clock, and then outstanding, unstoppable jump shot. That thing is pretty, and the boss man knows
man down. No, he got a mama. There goes that man on his layup with 20 seconds left.
Mama, there goes that man. Dirk
Mamu,
Nowitzki.
there goes that man.
And only fitting. Mama, there goes that man. Dirk Nowitzki sealing the deal.
Does he say that anymore? During one of the games, I shared a moment with my grandma. I'll never forget the finals. Will always be important to me for many reasons. That's what's beautiful about sports. I was at a Chili's. This actually changed my life in a way, too, because I was at summer school because I fucking failed geometry the year before, and I had to retake it, and I missed the championship parade because of that, because I was in summer school. It's super cool that you're old enough to watch Dirk get drafted and watch his whole career. Why does that sound like from you, Doomer? That sounds like a diss. That sounds like a diss from you. I was 16. I might have been 15. 15 or 16, one of the two. 15 or 16. And because I was so upset I missed the parade, like, I took school seriously the next 2 years. I'm being dead serious. That had like a big factor on it. So if the Mavericks didn't win this finals, I'd probably wouldn't have even graduated high school. No, I'm just kidding. That's not true. Didn't really make that much of a difference in my life, actually, because I still went to a school where anybody could have gotten into.
The Dallas Mavericks bench, realizing that the jewelry is theirs.
Everyone's reaction, too, is so good. Dirk and Tyson Chandler in disbelief. Sean Marion, like, what the fuck's going on? Am I winning the finals?
Mark Cuban.
Back when Mark Cuban's approval rating was sky high in Mavericks
fandom. The
fandom.
Dallas bench.
and only fitting.
Crazy how the
Mama,
time
there
changes.
goes that man.
Dirk leaves entirely before the buzzer even sounds. What a moment.
The emotions
Peja
of
too.
Dirk
Yeah,
Nowitzki.
Peja. I mean, that whole team. Peja had been around the league forever. Was in the was on those Kings teams. They got so fucking close. Jason Kidd was in the finals before with the Nets. I mean, Terry had been around for a decent amount of time at that point too. And then, of course, Dirk. How nervous were you when the Mavs were down by 15 in game 2? Well, you have to understand, I was 15, a big-time doomer. Like, I thought we were fucked and going to get swept. Sean Marion. Yeah, Caron Butler was on that team, although he was hurt. That's one thing I will say I miss about, like, school. It's one thing I will say I miss about school in a weird way. Like, I was lucky enough to be, like, in high school when this happened and when the Rangers went to back-to-back World Series. And it was pretty fucking crazy. Like, the atmosphere was always insane. Everyone was always so excited for the games. This was such a legendary moment.
Hoping to have another chance.
Everyone was rooting for the Mavericks.
2006, an unlikely playoff run capped off by Dallas
How old was
upsetting
Kidd when this
LeBron
happened? He had
James,
to be close
Dwayne
to
Wade,
40, right?
and the favored Miami Heat.
Oh, God. Oh. Yeah, 37. Had 2 more years in the league after that.
For the Miami Heat, a stunning ending
Sean Marion.
to one of the more compelling seasons in NBA history. A bitter finish to a year that was really championship
32.
or failure, according to most people.
Had been on some really good
including
teams. He was on those really good
players.
Phoenix teams.
And now it's going to be a long.
Was on the
painful
Heat prior to this. Or I guess he was on the Raptors for a tiny bit.
summer before they get a chance to respond. As we said,
2 moments with Luka. The legendary Luka moments are cooking. Like, they're happening. They haven't happened yet. We've shown, like, insane finals runs and finals championships. Didn't, like, Nelson Cruz lose it? Yes, yes, yes. Luka's cooking his up. All right? Hope you had a great B-Day Slightly By, man. See you next. You gonna see you next year? You only come by once every birthday stream? No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not streaming the Summer League game. Yeah, the lockout fucked the offseason. Yeah. And it was just pretty much downhill after that. Suns Game 7 was on this list. Yes, for sure. I was at a bachelor party in Lake Tahoe the night of Game 2. Watched the comeback at a great steakhouse. Ended up on the floor with a stripper on my chest, feeding me whipped cream. Wow, that's how that is. Sounds like a great night. That does sound like a great night. No, nothing bubble related. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like. That was great as a basketball fan. Because basketball was like all day long and it was really good and competitive. And obviously like that Mavs Clipper series was really fun. I don't like feel good when I think back on it though. You know? Does that make sense? Like that time of quarantine was really bad. That was like early quarantine. I think some people have like fond memories of because it was like a break from work and everyone was just kind of all together inside. Like you were playing fucking PS5 or PS4 until 4 a.m. with your friends. Like, around August, shit was getting rough. Like, the depression was really seeping in around there. I just don't, like, feel great whenever I remember that era. I'm just like, ugh. Rough times. And weird times. I thought about having Giannis on here 2021, but it just didn't make the cut. Boban playing 35 minutes, yeah. Thought about having that final. That was a really good series, the 2021 finals. I thought about having that on here, but I didn't want to be like too recent. And now that I'm saying that, I'm realizing that there's like pretty much no recent stuff on here besides like the Suns Game 7. So I probably should have had more. But anyways. No, Jokic playoff run wasn't on the list. It hasn't had time to marinate yet. It just happened. No, rookie Luka versus Rockets was not on here. I mean, remember, this was only 28. Like, we have moments that, like, documentaries were made about. And Linsanity in the 2004 Olympics. Paul Pierce pooping himself. Will Slightly Biased witness the Mavs get a title in his 20s? Well, if that's the case, it's coming in the next 2 years. I hope that's the case. God, I honestly don't know what the reaction would be if the Mavs won a ring. And I'm like still actively like making stuff on the shit. I don't know what their reaction would be. I actually don't. It makes me like... Gives me chills thinking about it. It's probably never going to happen. At least not anytime soon. Link up downtown. I would have to imagine... I don't know if I'd be streaming. I'd want to be there. I'd want to be there. What's with the Pride sunglasses? What's Pride about these? They're just heart-shaped. Statistically, your favorite team will never win a title. You know, that shouldn't be true because I live in fucking Dallas where there's 4 major sports teams. Like, I should be, statistically speaking, 1 in 30 chances. I should be cycling through one, like, maybe like once every, 7 or 8 years? Like, for each sport. For one sport. I should just be cycling through them. Like, I should be coming off the high of the last one, and then, boom, I get another one. I know it's not actually 1 in 30. But that's the thing about Dallas sports teams, though, is that they're usually actually kind of competitive. Aaron with the $10. Happy birthday, Slightly. Hope Luka Doncic can win one in Dallas. Thank you, Aaron. You and me both. Half the NBA championships are Lakers and Celtics. Yeah, but there hasn't been a repeat since the Warriors. And you just look at the teams that have won recently. The Bucks. The Raptors. The Nuggets. Like, the tides are changing. There's more parity than there's ever been. Disrespecting XFL Arlington? Yes. I didn't even know that was a thing until like 3 hours before that championship game started. I'm being dead serious. And none of my friends knew either. I was asking around, I was like, yo, do you know that we have an XFL team? And they'd be like, no, I didn't know. And I was like, not only do we have a fucking XFL team, but they're also in the fucking championship game today. Didn't know. The Lakers Celtics shit doesn't matter anymore. It really doesn't. The Celtics have won 1 ring in the last 30 years. I always bring that up anytime I'm arguing with Celtics fans. They're like, like talking about like the Mavs franchise. I'm like, you guys, we've won the same amount of rings in the last 30 fucking years. Okay. You're sounding like a Cowboys fan. All right. Are you upset the Rangers didn't mix baseball with politics? I'm banning you from this channel. You're just on some weird shit. I'm not going to lie to you. The Celtics and Lakers have won 3 total in 2 decades. All right. I'm going to hop out of here. Did not plan on being live this long. The Mavs Summer League game is in an hour if you guys are interested in that. I will not be streaming it. But I will be watching it. Thank you guys for coming out. I will not be live again until Monday, so there's no Friday stream. But I am posting a video tomorrow. I'm going to like them. You're going to like tomorrow's video, I think. It's not going to be hating. No hating shit. Thank you guys for coming out. All of the OGs, you guys know I love you very much. Could have spent your Wednesday afternoon anywhere in the world. Thank you for the birthday wishes. You decided to spend your Wednesday here. I love it. It's a great birthday present. New subscribers, I promise you guys will not regret it. Pretty much daily content here. And we are so close to 10,000. So close to 10,000. Members, donations, thank you guys so much. You never have to do that, but it helps me out tremendously. It makes me feel so good. Love you guys. You guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Video tomorrow, but I'll be live again on Monday. You guys enjoy your weekend. Love you all. Gas up that video when it comes out. You guys will like it, I promise. All right. Goodbye.